We usually think of horror as something from a movie or a book, right? Something fake. But what if I told you the most profound, bone-chilling horror isn't made up at all? It's literally the universe we live in?
See, right this very second, our entire planet, our solar system, everything, is being dragged across the cosmos by a force we can't even see.
And looking ahead, the lights are going out. All of them, one by one, the stars and galaxies will vanish, leaving behind just an endless black void. But the scariest part, the real kicker, against these cosmic forces, we have absolutely zero control. And believe me, that's just the beginning. So, let's start with the things that are out there right now. The invisible monsters in the dark that could wipe us out in a flash with no warning whatsoever. Okay, picture this. You're in a car that's speeding down a highway, but you're not driving. You can't see the driver, and all the windows are blacked out. That is exactly what's happening to the Milky Way. We're being pulled by this thing called the Great Attractor. It's a gravitational anomaly so massive it has the pull of 10,000 trillion suns. And here's the truly creepy part. It's hidden behind this thick cloud of stars and dust in our own galaxy called the zone of avoidance. So we are literally flying blind towards something we can't see.
And how fast are we going? Oh, just about 1.4 million miles per hour. We are absolutely screaming toward a total mystery, and there's no way to pump the brakes.
And if that wasn't enough to keep you up at night, it turns out our galaxy is haunted. Scientists figure there were about 100 million rogue black holes just drifting silently between the stars. The only way we can spot a black hole is if it's eating something, which makes it light up. But the quiet ones, the ones just floating in the abyss, we have no clue where they are. And if one got even remotely close, we're talking light years away, its gravity could just flick the Earth into the sun or send us flying out into the frozen emptiness of space forever.
Now, let's talk about the universe's ultimate death ray, the gamma ray burst. When some giant stars die, they can shoot out these focused beams of pure energy, and their power is just staggering. A gamma ray burst, or GRB, unleashes more energy in a couple of seconds than our own sun will produce over its entire 10 billion year life. Now, if one of those beams happened to be pointing our way, even from thousands of light years away, we'd never see it coming. It travels at the speed of light. The first sign we'd have is our ozone layer getting shredded, bathing the entire planet in lethal radiation. It would be a mass extinction event within days. In fact, a lot of scientists think a GRB is what caused a mass extinction 450 million years ago that killed 85% of all species. And statistically, yeah, we're about due for another one. But the horror of the cosmos isn't just about what's out there, it's also about what isn't. It's about the deep, profound, and really unsettling silence of it all. Take, for example, one of the weirdest places we've ever found, the Boötes Void. We're talking about a patch of space that's 330 million light years across. I mean, it's enormous. Based on everything we know, a space that big should have around 2,000 galaxies in it. But when we looked, we've only found 60. It is a mind-bogglingly empty chunk of nothing. Which, of course, leads to the big question. Sure, it could just be a weird, random fluke of cosmic formation, but some of the other ideas are way more sinister. I mean, could some super advanced Type 3 civilization have literally harvested thousands of galaxies for fuel, leaving behind this giant cosmic scar? The fact that the void even exists really messes with our models of how the universe is supposed to look. And all that emptiness brings us to probably the most famous cosmic question there is, the Fermi paradox. Think about it. Our galaxy has 400 billion stars. 400 billion. It feels like it should be a mathematical certainty that other intelligent life is out there. So, if the universe is supposed to be buzzing with life, why is it so quiet? Where is everybody? And here is the absolutely chilling answer that some scientists have landed on. Maybe the silence is the message. It's a theory called the Great Filter. It suggests there's some kind of wall that all civilizations hit that stops them from going interstellar. Maybe every advanced species gets to a point where they just wipe themselves out, whether it's with nukes or AI or something else. So the silence doesn't mean we're alone. It could just mean we're next. So all these threats are about our place in the universe. But now we're going to get to the ultimate horror, the scientifically backed theories for how reality itself is going to end.
Look at this. Everything we know, everything we can see or touch, the stars, the planets, you, me, all of it makes up just 5% of the universe. Just 5%. The rest is, well, we don't really know. About 27% is dark matter, some mysterious stuff holding galaxies together, but a whopping 68% is dark energy, and that's a repulsive force that's actively pushing everything in the universe apart, faster and faster. And that accelerating expansion leads to a truly gruesome end, called the Big Rip. The idea is that as dark energy gets stronger, it'll first push all the other galaxies so far away that they vanish from our sky. Then it will get strong enough to overcome gravity itself, and it will tear apart our solar system. Then it will destroy planets and stars. And in the final awful moments, the force will become so powerful it will tear apart the very atoms that make you, you. The fabric of space itself will rip you apart.
In that expansion, it has a really depressing consequence that is happening right now. As we speak, 94% of the galaxies that we can see with our telescopes are already beyond our reach, forever. They are moving away from us faster than the speed of light, which means we can never, ever get there. We are effectively trapped in our own tiny little cosmic neighborhood. Now imagine way, way into the future. This cosmic expansion will have pushed every single other galaxy beyond our horizon. Any civilization that's born then will look up at the night sky and see nothing. Just their own local stars, no other galaxies, no evidence there was ever a Big Bang. They'll live their entire existence thinking they are completely alone in an empty, unchanging universe. And from their point of view, they'll be right. Okay, the end of the universe sounds pretty far off, but this last bit of horror, this one is deeply personal. It's a wild idea called quantum immortality. It comes from one interpretation of quantum mechanics, and it basically says that every time a quantum event happens, the universe splits into multiple timelines. In any timeline where an event would kill you, well, your consciousness just ends there, but it always continues on in the one timeline where by some freak chance you happen to survive. So from your own subjective point of view, you would seem immortal. You'd survive every car crash, every disease. You would live long enough to watch the sun burn out. You would be there to witness the final dying moments of the universe itself, floating on, alone and conscious, forever. And the scariest part? If the theory is true, there's no way to prove it isn't happening to you right now. You might already be that one observer, trapped on a timeline that's destined to outlive everything and everyone.
So, yeah, the universe is a terrifying place, and it does not care about us one bit. But after staring into that abyss, let's just hold on to one final thought. Against all of those impossible odds, through the empty voids and in the face of an inevitable end, we're here. For this one tiny, brilliant moment, we are conscious, we are aware. We can actually understand our fleeting little place in this vast, dark cosmos. And maybe, just maybe, that miracle is powerful enough to stare right back at the horror. So, what's it going to be? When you look up at the sky tonight, what are you going to be thinking about? The invisible thing pulling us toward our doom? The chilling cosmic silence, or the terrifying idea that you might actually live to see the end of it all? The choice of nightmare is all yours.